General Hospital spoilers tease that the story of Nina drugging Drew is now not only a shocking revelation for Willow, but a devastating disaster that turns her entire life upside down. Everything she once believed in, all the relationships she thought were built on love and trust, has now been shattered by a truth too cruel to bear. Willow never could have imagined that the mother she once loved and trusted would be capable of such a malicious act. She had spent so much time trying to see Nina as a friend, a second mother. And now those hopes have completely vanished. When Willow finds out that Nina not only deceived her, but also deliberately created a dangerous situation by drugging Drew, a person Willow once saw as a close figure in her life, it all becomes too horrific to accept. This isn't just a simple betrayal. It's a calculated, intentional move designed to manipulate and control everything according to Nina's will. It's a blow to Willow's heart, a shock she cannot immediately process. The lies Nina wove to create the illusion of a happy family now feel utterly meaningless. Willow doesn't know what to believe anymore. Her current state of mind feels like being lost in a dense fog, unable to find a way out. Everything she's built over time, from love and trust to the tight-knit relationships she believed would last forever, has now been broken beyond repair. She feels hurt not only by Nina's actions, but also by the harsh realization that her entire life may have been manipulated by the very mother she once adored and trusted. Willow cannot accept this truth. Every time she faces Nina, each step she takes reminds her of the pain and utter disappointment. All she feels is exhaustion, frustration, and confusion. How can she possibly continue a relationship with a mother who was willing to toy with her own daughter's heart? How can she ever see Nina the same way again, now that the truth has come to light? This isn't just a story of betrayal, it's a chain of insane events that has thrown Willow's life into disarray, beyond repair. Now she not only has to deal with Nina's deceit but also with overwhelming guilt and regret, questioning whether she can ever forgive Nina. Can she ever find peace within herself when faced with someone who has inflicted so much pain and suffering? Every passing second, Willow's thoughts spiral around one question. Can she still believe in any relationships in this life? She wonders whether she has the strength to get through this shock, to continue living a life that isn't chained to suffering and betrayal. Yet with every moment, every decision she makes, she feels herself sinking deeper into a hopeless mire. This wild story hasn't just hurt Willow, it's disrupted all the relationships around her. Can anyone truly understand what she's going through as she stands amidst the ruins created by someone else? Is there anyone patient enough to wait for her to heal from this wound? And will there ever be a day she can forgive Nina, the person she once loved and trusted, or will she choose to end that relationship for good? The truth about Nina's actions hasn't just altered Willow's life, it's forced her to face a hard choice. Can she continue to live in a world where trust no longer exists? Or will she find a way to let go of the pain and move forward, even if it means abandoning everything she once believed in? This story is far from over. And every step Willow takes will determine her fate. One thing is for sure, nothing will ever be the same again. Drew is no longer the friend Willow once trusted and loved. His dark actions are becoming increasingly apparent, and Willow feels as if she's being dragged into a dangerous swamp she can't escape from. Every time Drew appears, his gestures feel calculated. His words like psychological attacks aimed directly at her. The trauma Drew is causing isn't just about outward actions, it's an insidious and growing threat, like a shadow haunting her every move. He's not just a man, he's a danger, a quiet form of control tightening its grip around her. Drew has changed dramatically over time. He is no longer the man Willow once loved. Now he's someone entirely different, scheming and manipulative. His decisions don't only affect himself, they're threatening Willow's life as well. She feels like she's living in a nightmare with no exit. Willow realizes that no matter how much Drew tries to hide it, she can sense that he's slowly taking control. She no longer has control over her own life, she's being manipulated step by step. That realization makes her feel like she has no freedom left, no power over her own future. The threat Drew poses is no longer vague, it has become a harsh reality. Willow can no longer deny that he's starting to control everything around her. His suggestive conversations, Ambiguous glances, and sudden, inexplicable actions are all warning signs she can't ignore. She can't live in this fear forever. Can't continue to be under Drew's control without doing something about it. The threats he's making are escalating quickly, and Willow knows she can't face it all alone. The tension, anxiety, and pain have pushed her to a breaking point. The story has become more insane than ever, as Willow realizes that everything is spiraling into a situation she cannot escape. Every choice seems to lead to a dead end. In her most desperate moment, Willow realizes she may have no choice but to turn to Nina for help. Even though their relationship has been deeply damaged by past secrets, Willow knows she can't keep fighting alone. She needs help from Nina, the woman she once considered her mother. Though that bond is now filled with complexity and pain. But can Nina help Willow escape Drew's control, or will her involvement only create more chaos? Willow doesn't know for sure. But she knows there's no time to hesitate. She can't keep living in daily anxiety and dread while Drew controls everything around her. Nina, despite her many secrets and past mistakes, might be the only one who can save Willow from this situation. Their relationship may never be what it once was, but right now, Willow has no one else to rely on but Nina. However, as Willow decides to reach out to Nina, she knows she's taking a huge risk. Their bond may never recover from what's happened, but she's out of options. The danger from Drew is growing. And Willow understands that only Nina's help might change the course of things. Will Nina be willing to help Willow, or will she allow everything to fall further into chaos, making things even worse? Willow is in an incredibly difficult position. She must not only confront Drew and the threats he poses, but also decide if she can still trust Nina after everything that's happened. This story isn't just about betrayal and deceit, it's about the painful choices Willow must make to protect herself and the people she loves. Every decision she makes will have lasting effects on her future, and no one can predict what will happen next. But one thing is certain, this situation will force irreversible change. As Willow fights to escape the dangers surrounding her, even if it means seeking help from a deeply conflicted mother like Nina. In the stormy and challenging days that Willow is currently facing, Nina seems to be the only one who can offer her the comfort and support she so desperately needs. Although their relationship has gone through many ups and downs, marked by secrets and betrayals. When all the pressure from family and life closes in, Willow realizes that Nina is the only person left she can rely on. Recent events, especially Michael's return and the revelations surrounding Sasha's pregnancy, have made everything more complicated and more tense than ever. These issues have not only pushed Willow into a difficult position but have also strained and blurred her relationships with those around her. Michael, the man Willow once considered her life partner, has now become a source of conflict and instability within the family. The fact that Sasha is pregnant, and that the child might be Michael's, has unleashed a whirlwind of emotions. Not just for Willow, but for everyone involved. Michael's return after a long absence was not only unexpected but also served as a major disruption to the already fragile dynamics in the family. Willow feels left behind, no longer the central figure in her own household, and her connections with those around her are slowly becoming more distant. Faced with all these changes, Willow knows she cannot shoulder everything alone. She feels exhausted, confused, and almost powerless in managing her own life. The feelings of loneliness, abandonment, and isolation amidst family chaos only deepen the pain and trauma she is experiencing. At this point, Willow understands she needs someone to share this burden with, and Nina, despite all the hurt she's caused in the past, is now the only one who could be the ally Willow needs to get through this difficult time. As tense and complicated as this situation is, it also presents an opportunity for Willow and Nina's relationship to grow in an entirely new direction. The secrets, the lies, the suffering they've endured are no longer the biggest barriers. What matters now is the support and loyalty they can offer each other during this turbulent phase. Their bond, though tested many times, is now becoming a vital connection. Willow no longer sees Nina only as a flawed mother weighed down by past mistakes. She now sees her as someone who can help her overcome the trials life is throwing her way. The story surrounding Sasha, her unborn child, and Michael's role in the family has become inseparable from Willow's own story. Sasha's pregnancy, and the possibility that the child might be Michael's, has plunged the family into turmoil, conflict, and misunderstandings. Willow is not only dealing with feelings of being left out, she's also forced to confront difficult decisions about her own future, her unborn child, and the people closest to her. She is in a situation she cannot navigate alone. She needs help, and Nina, though far from perfect, is the only person who can stand by her side right now. This situation has brought the two women closer together. The feeling of being abandoned, the sense of not belonging in her own family, and the mounting external pressure are making Willow realize that, despite her flaws, Nina is still the only person who can help her find inner peace. Nina isn't just a mother figure who can help her daughter in difficult times, she's also the only one who can help Willow regain her footing in a life filled with challenges, conflict, and heartbreak. Their relationship is no longer just about lies and disputes, it's about deep understanding and mutual empathy. Every step Willow takes in these crucial decisions is accompanied by Nina, someone she cannot deny has had a major role in her life. Although Nina may not have been someone Willow could fully trust in the past, her help now is what Willow needs the most. Their relationship, once cracked by past hurts, is slowly becoming stronger, not just because of forgiveness, but because of Nina's presence and the unconditional love she can offer her daughter. This wild story isn't just about family conflicts or hidden secrets, it's also about the bond between mother and daughter in their most trying moments. And maybe, through these hardships, they will find a connection they've never had before. The relationship between Willow and Nina is no longer just about forgiveness, it's about finding a way to overcome adversity and the pain life has forced them to face. This story is not only about what they've been through, but what they can rebuild together in the future. Willow is now facing a tense and pressure-filled battle in her life as she fights for custody of Wiley and Amelia. The decisions concerning her children's future are now under threat from family conflicts and outside pressures. In this context, Willow realizes she can't fight alone, and Nina, the mother with whom she's had deep-seated conflicts, is now the only person who can help her regain custody. This story isn't just about rights and responsibilities, it's about Willow's growing fear over whether she'll be able to win this battle and keep the children she loves. New and chaotic events are making the situation more tense than ever. Nina, once viewed as the enemy, or at least a stranger in Willow's life, is now in a position of power that Willow cannot ignore. Nina's help isn't just a kind gesture or a maternal act, it's becoming the most important element in the fight Willow is facing. Nina is no longer just a mother in this story, she's a resource. An ally that Willow needs to protect her own and her children's interests. This change comes on the heels of fresh shocks and sudden events that have made everything more complicated. Undisclosed secrets, tense family dynamics, and outside pressures have made Willow feel completely surrounded. She's forced to make difficult decisions, not just about family, but about the future of the children she loves. Help from Nina, despite the mistrust and tension, is now the only thing that can get Willow through this battle. The story is reaching a high-stakes turning point, where nothing is simple anymore, and every action Willow takes is now closely tied to Nina's presence and role in her life. These new shocks aren't just surprises, they're pivotal moments that are forcing Willow to reevaluate everything she once believed in. Her relationship with Nina, despite all the conflict, has now become a decisive factor in reclaiming custody of her children. Nina isn't just a mother who can offer emotional support, she's someone who can help Willow navigate the legal and financial hurdles of this battle. However, Nina's presence is not merely a saving grace. It opens up a host of new questions and uncertainties about trust, and about the decisions Nina may be forced to make. Can Nina truly put Willow's and the children's best interests above all else? Is she willing to sacrifice herself to help Willow win this battle? Or will she end up complicating the situation even more? Everything Willow is facing, from the emotional turmoil to the overwhelming pressure, is directly connected to Nina and the role she plays in Willow's life. Their relationship is no longer just about family issues, it has become a fierce struggle over rights, love, and responsibility. Every decision Willow makes now affects not only herself, but also the future of her children and her relationship with Nina. This story is evolving in unpredictable ways, with increasingly chaotic events coming to light. And Willow is being forced to make a critical decision. Can she trust Nina to help her through it all, or will Nina's involvement only make things worse? The battle between Nina and Drew is gradually escalating to the maximum tension, a battle that is not only personal but also a decisive confrontation with hidden intrigues, interests and secrets. Drew, with his ingenuity and scheming, not only threatens Nina's honor and life but can also collapse everything she has built. The relationship with Willow, with Michael, and the family connections that Nina has worked so hard to build are now threatened by Drew's dangerous moves, and Nina clearly realizes that to protect her future and that of her family, she cannot fight this war alone. However, what makes the story more and more complicated and tense is the appearance of Portia, a woman who had conflicts and arguments with Nina in the past, but now becomes an indispensable ally in this war. Portia's decision to side with Nina, to join her in fighting Drew, is not an easy one. They were once enemies, each with their own reasons for distrusting the other. But now, in the midst of a fight for survival, Portia finds that the old conflicts no longer matter, but instead the need to cooperate against a common enemy. This change is not just about tactics, but also about a deep understanding between them. Portia realizes that Drew is not only a danger to herself, but also a great threat to the people she loves. Portia's support is not just a transfer of strength or power, but a real participation in fighting a comprehensive threat. And all the while, Nina understands that she cannot fight this fight alone, and Portia is an extremely important ally. But things get even crazier when Willow, still dealing with her own personal crises, realizes that she can't stay out of this fight. The difficulties of gaining custody of Wiley and Amelia are her biggest worries. The feeling of helplessness, the hurt from her family members, and the feeling of being pushed into a situation she can't control make Willow feel like she has no choice but to join this fight. Willow is no longer just a bystander, no longer just someone affected by Nina and Portia's decisions, but she is now an indispensable part of this alliance. Willow's support is not just out of duty or family affection, but also because of a clear awareness of the dangers that Drew poses. She understands that only by combining the strength and information of these three women can they defeat Drew and his schemes. The alliance between Portia, Nina, and Willow is now more than just a tactical connection, but one of support, empathy, and understanding in a situation where everyone is facing the risk of destruction. This story is developing in an unpredictable direction. The relationship between these three women, once full of conflict and discord, is now stronger than ever. They are no longer enemies but allies in the fight against Drew. Every move Nina, Portia, and Willow make now affects not only themselves but can change the course of this war. They are not only fighting for their own interests, but also for the loved ones, the children they want to protect. Although Willow and Nina's relationship was once full of doubt and pain, in this situation, Willow has no doubt that she needs to work with Nina. Their relationship is changing dramatically, not only because of their mother-daughter bond, but also because of a new understanding of what they can achieve when they fight together. The wounds of the past no longer seem important, as the threat of Drew pushes things to a point of no return. While the journey ahead is long and arduous, the cooperation of Nina, Portia, and Willow may be the key to facing Drew. Their relationship not only changes from resentment and argument to unity and support, but also reflects the power of forgiveness and solidarity in times of crisis. But can they overcome Drew's cruelty and his schemes? Or will new shocks continue to change the tide and push the story to a surprising conclusion? It's all up in the air, as the madness grows more complex and dangerous.